Hello everyone, it's Cake Jostello here, and today I'm going to be recommending a few of my favorite anime titles that come from manga serialized in the Japanese magazine known as Weekly Shonen Jump, as well as one from its monthly counterpart. Weekly Shonen Jump is the best-selling manga magazine of all time, with over 7.5 billion copies sold since 1968. Many of the manga serialized in the magazine have had anime adaptations, and this video covers 8 recommendations from the bunch. I would like to note before I begin that all of the following shows have ended their original run by this point, but I will be briefly mentioning other shows afterwards, some of which are still airing as of the making of this video. Number 1. The Dragon Ball series. Dragon Ball is probably a title you've at least heard of before if you're an anime fan. As a whole, the Dragon Ball franchise is one of the 20 highest grossing media franchises ever. Dragon Ball began as an adventure comedy manga inspired by Journey to the West, one of the 4 great classical novels of Chinese literature. Goku, a young boy with a monkey tail, and Bulma, the daughter of a scientist, travel together to collect the 7 Dragon Balls in order to grant themselves one wish. Toei Animation produced 153 episodes for Dragon Ball, then continued with Dragon Ball Z, which ran for 291 episodes. Goku turns out to be an alien from space. He goes to space to fight other aliens and collect a different set of Dragon Balls. His powers grow exponentially, and so much more. The next show in the series, Dragon Ball GT, has Goku turning back into a child and adventuring space. The show received mixed reviews and is considered non-canon, but may interest diehard fans. Dragon Ball Super, the newest series, came out almost 20 years later, in 2015, and follows Goku as he travels to other universes. Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are easily both recommended if you're looking for good shonen action. The series is highly influential and set many trends for shonen works to come. Number 2. Yu Hakusho. Yu Hakusho is a 112 episode anime produced by Pierrot about a spirit detective named Yusuke Urameshi. Unlike any other protagonist on this list, Yusuke spends his first episode dying. After being visited by a Shinigami, or death deity, Botan, Yusuke is tested in exchange for his life back, because his death was so unexpected that the underworld just wasn't ready for it. Yusuke becomes a spirit detective and protects the human world from supernatural threats. The most popular arc is also the longest one, that being the one about the Dark Tournament, a team-based fighting tournament full of powerful demons. Yusuke forms a team with his human friend Kuwabara, demon pals Kurama and Hiei, and a mysterious masked fighter. The arcs that come afterwards are also very enjoyable to watch. I just wish that the Three Kings arc, the final one, was longer. It introduces a lot of new and interesting characters, but few seem to get enough screen time. Despite this, I can easily say Yu Hakusho is my personal favorite shonen, and I would recommend it to any anime fan. Number 3. Hunter x Hunter. Coming in at number 3 is the series Hunter x Hunter, another series created by Yoshihiro Togashi, the creator of Yu Hakusho. Hunter x Hunter has been animated on 2 separate occasions. Once in 1999 with 62 episodes plus 3 sets of OVAs, all by Nippon Animation, and then again in 2011 with a total of 148 episodes produced by Madhouse. Hunter x Hunter follows the adventures of Gon Freaks, a young boy who sets out to become a hunter, like his missing father, in a world full of danger and intrigue. Gon enrolls into the hunter exam, a rigorous set of tests that challenge him and his friends to see whether or not they have what it takes to become certified hunters, a title only fit for the toughest people in the world of Hunter x Hunter. From there, the world opens up to Gon and his friends, who challenge themselves in many ways, get caught in the middle of conflicts larger than themselves, and so much more. Hunter x Hunter is known for subverting typical shonen tropes, so it could be a refreshing watch if you've been watching a lot of shonen anime. If you have time for both, I definitely recommend starting with the earlier series, but know that the series stops in the middle of an arc that is later finished in the OVAs, which have yet to be dubbed. If you can only manage to watch one series, I'd say check out the latter of the two, which has animated multiple arcs that were never shown in the original. Number 4. Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin is a 95 episode anime about a wandering samurai known as the Batosai, the Manslayer, or Kenshin Himura, who has sworn to never kill again. Kenshin becomes acquainted with Kaoru, a teacher at her family's dojo. Throughout the show, various enemies from Kenshin's past come back to haunt him, and before long, Kenshin and his friends are thrust into a battle to save Japan from falling into chaos. The canonical fights are entertaining, and the show manages to stick out from other shonen by being a lot more realistic. While there are some supernatural abilities, Kenshin still feels mostly grounded in reality. Many of the characters have backgrounds based on real organizations, such as the Sekihotai and the Oniwaban. The term Batosai the Manslayer itself is based on a real title given to 4 different men. I would recommend the parts of Kenshin that are canonical, but after episode 62, nearly every episode is completely filler, and do not live up to the same standard as the episodes based on the manga. Still, the canon material is some of the best samurai action the shonen genre has to offer. Number 5. Death Note. Death Note is a 37-episode anime produced by Madhouse about an intelligent teenager named Light Yagami who discovers a notebook dropped by a Shinigami named Ryuk. The notebook, known as a Death Note, kills anyone whose name is written inside of it. Light uses the notebook in an attempt to create his own idealized utopian society. A secretive international detective known as L leads a task force designated to finding Light, and Light subsequently joins this task force. Death Note is a complex ride that does an amazing job of keeping the viewers on the edge of their seats. I would recommend this anime to any anime fans, and pretty much anyone in general for that matter. Number 6. Claymore. Claymore is a 26-episode anime produced by Madhouse, based on a manga featured in multiple Jump magazines, from Monthly Shonen Jump and briefly its weekly counterpart, to Jump Square. The anime follows the story of a woman named Claire, a powerful knight known as a Claymore, who hunts shape-shifting monsters known as Yoma. Claymore themselves get their power from being infused with Yoma energy, known as Yoki, and run the risk of succumbing to it and turning into creatures known as awakened beings. This dark fantasy anime has an alternate ending than the portion of the manga it adapts, and while the series did make me wish there was more to the adaptation, it was still an adventure I'm glad I saw to its end. Number 7. DNA Squared. DNA Squared is a 12-episode anime produced by both Madhouse and Studio Dean, with a 3-episode OVA series finale by Madhouse. The story follows a time traveler named Karen who has traveled to the present day to stop a boy named Junta from becoming a mega playboy who ruins the future through overpopulation. After failing to shoot him with the correct DNA-altering bullet, Karen attempts to save the future by having Junta fall in love with his childhood friend. The series does have moments of action near the beginning and in the last 5 episodes, if we're including the OVA, but it is mainly a comedic anime centered around Junta's love life. Junta's transformation is very reminiscent of the classic supermode shonen trope, but in DNA Squared, it is used mainly in a romantic or comedic fashion, in contrast to typical shonen anime, although it is used for some fighting as well. I would recommend DNA Squared if you're looking for a short romantic comedy with bits of sci-fi and action thrown into the mix. Number 8. Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is an anime best known for focusing on a card game. However, the original manga did not just center around cards, but games in general. In 1998, Toei animated a season based off of the original manga stories, which is now referred to as Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 by the fanbase. The show tells the story of Yukimoto, a young boy who solves the Millennium Puzzle, an ancient Egyptian artifact. After doing so, his body becomes host to an ancient pharaoh, known as the King of Games. Throughout the show, Yugi is confronted by bullies and other villains. Each time, Yugi's other side, referred to as his Yami or dark side, takes over and challenges the episode's antagonist to a shadow game, where the loser is punished by what is known as a penalty game. I think fans of the main series would enjoy this show. Hopefully, someday it will be dubbed and thrown on something like Adult Swim, but I won't hold my breath. As of now, it's the most difficult anime on this list to find and watch, because it was never officially released in the West, so I saved it for last. It's a good show, just hard to get a hold of. There are plenty of other anime from Shonen Jump worthy of note, especially popular shows such as Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach, which were known as the Big Three for a time. Naruto is a ninja anime that continues today through its spin-off, Boruto, while One Piece is a pirate anime that has been going strong with over 900 episodes. Bleach was an anime about soul reapers, similar to the mythological Grim Reaper, that ran for 366 episodes, and is set to have its final story arc animated at some point near future, although when has yet to be established. Some anime still airing today, or at least assumedly getting more seasons in the future, include JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, My Hero Academia, Black Clover, Demon Slayer, The Promised Neverland, and Dr. Stone. So if you're looking for even more shonen action, These shows are probably some of your best options. I hope I was able to interest you in something you'll enjoy. Thank you for watching and have a great evening.